Flight boss, bitch. For sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And it's the continuation of the series where we talk about what makes your sign, and I put a phrase there. Now, this one is the relationship between the sun and Mercury, so that's what's going to make your sign and whatever quote I created on this one. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go through all the planets, but right now this is the relationship between the sun and Mercury, but putting it in a perspective for people can understand it. Now, there's going to be three types. There's three types. So let's talk about Cancer first. Let's talk about Cancer in general. Cancer is cardinal water. So this one right here is what makes Cancers nurturing. So cardinal water. Cardinal is initiating and creating new. And in this case, water is the feelings and the emotions. Like I said before, water is the feelings and the emotions. Fire is the feelings and the seer. Air is the thinking and the communication. Earth is the thinking and the practicality. So when you have the emotions and the feelings right here, right, and you have cardinal right here, which is initiating and creating new, right here, this is what makes Cancers moody in a lot of ways, because they don't care about anyone else's feelings and emotions in the room. They trying to initiate a new feeling, a new emotion in the room. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times if they not getting the attention or not receiving the emotional support that they feel needed, then they're going to initiate a new force of emotional weight to be thrown around. So this what makes them clingy. This a lot of times what makes them what makes them wants to connect. This what makes them nurturing. This what makes them caring. This what makes them open hearted. This what makes them help people. You got the helper Cancers, and then you got the because when people look at Cancers as clingy, they're not clingy. It's like a crab trying to cling on to something, but coming out of the water, trying to grasp for air, or grasp for land, or grasp for some type of spiritual nature, which is AKA an air sign, an earth sign, or a fire sign. You know what I'm saying? So it's water trying to connect, and in this way it's the crab, because that's the way it can have its sense of vulnerability, its sense of valuability. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing yourself a disjustice by looking at them like that, because this is their way of connecting. And if you are able to connect with that, you're able to manifest faster. So what happens here is you have three different nurturing Cancers, and it's going to be due to the Mercury placement, which Mercury could only be in Cancer if you're a Cancer sun sign, or in Gemini, or in Leo. So let's break it down. Now, you have the three nurturing Cancer types. You have the emotional nurturing type, which would be Mercury in Cancers. You have the nurturing of the nurturing thinking Cancers, which is the Mercury in Gemini Cancers. And you have the nurturing practical nurturing Cancers, which will be the the spiritual, sorry about that, not practical, the spiritual nurturing Cancers, which will be Leo, Mercury being in Leo Cancers. So right here, let's break it down. So let's start with the emotional. Now this is what makes Cancers nurturing. Now you have the emotional nurturing Cancers, which would be Mercury in Cancer sun sign. So you have Mercury, the thinking and communication. So the way you think and communicate is cardinal water. It likes to think and communicate about new ways and initiate new ways of how to feel and how to, you know what I'm saying, put your feelings in a box. So right here, these Cancers may express emotions less than the other ones, but here's why: because it's more dealing with the inside, so they want to deal with it, they want to analyze their own emotions. So a lot of times they may come across moody and don't want to talk, see, because Mercury here, so because they want to think about it to themselves, or a lot of times they want you to guess, or they want you to think about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of times, because Mercury is the thinking and communication. And when it comes into the same sign of the sun sign, that's how it plays out a lot of times, because your sun sign is your actions, the way you act. So you already act caring. And when caring could be anything, is positive and negative. So you can care for the wrong things or care for the good things. You can care for a lot of things and not care for a lot of things. So it all depends on where your house is, another planetary alignments to how your life is based upon, and we can get into that if you want a natal chart reading. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, Mercury in Cancers, you know what I'm saying, with being a sun sign, because that's what this series is about. You know what I'm saying? They like to they like to think and communicate, but a lot of times think about their own emotions, their own feelings. And a lot of times the water likes to put things out and connect. So a lot of times it may not want to communicate about their feelings. They may just want to connect. And if they feel you can't connect with them, and a lot of times you may be sitting back thinking like, this person must want me to guess what's going on with them. But it's not that. It's just they want to see if you can connect. And if they don't sense no type of connect, they don't feel no point of communicating about it or even thinking about it with you. You know what I'm saying? That's how they may come across with the Merc. So they're like nurturing, but when it comes to themselves. Now, right here, also they can help. They can help you with your emotions. They can help connect with you because that's what they want to do. They show discernment on their initial reactions. Their first, because Mercury deals with the nerves, the teeth, the nerve systems. Your first initial reactions when you say you want to move this way and you actually move that way, that's Mercury and movements and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's fast on judgment. It's fast on picking up on other people's emotions and feelings and know how to. These people may express it with the words. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, but you have to be pushed to that point because they may keep theirs reserved, and if you keep acting out on yours, they could pick up on it, and then that's what make them want to think and communicate about it. Then they may be able to help with yours or add on to it, because that's another thing with the Mercury being in Cancer. A lot of times they connect with other energies, so if they pick up on an energy that someone else got but they're not speaking about, they might not know how to communicate it out in the open with others, and they may pick up on it and want to act that way too. So if this is a person that's close to them, they may want to go out and do damage with this person or go out and do good with this person. Whatever the energy is, that's how they think and communicate about it. And it's not always dealing with the communication. It's just they think they're thinking about their feelings. So if they feel a certain way about this person, that's how they think about this person or place or thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's so they can help a person, or if they're in a bad life or a bad type of Cancer, then they could lead a person in a negative way. But whatever it is, that's the influence that they have. So that's the emotional nurturing Cancer. When you have Cancer Mercury being a Cancer sun sign. Now you have the thinking, the nurturing thinking Cancers right here, where they nurture the thoughts, they nurture the thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's if your Mercury is in Gemini. So right here, these people, they like to spark new thoughts to make you feel a certain way. These are these may be the expressive Cancers, you know what I'm saying? Because they sun sign, which is their actions and the way they act, may jump in certain moods, whether it's good moods or bad moods, and these are the ones who may want to communicate about them. You know what I'm saying? These are the ones who may want to think about them and put them in certain boxes in their head and communicate about them to spark other people's emotional reactions or other people's feelings and reactions and stuff like that. So that's the Mercury and Gemini Cancers. These ones, they think they want to be good with the words, but the words that they're giving out is to spark some type of emotion out of you or spark some type of feeling out of you, or a lot of times to express how they feel. These are the ones who have no problem expressing how they feel. These are the ones who have no problem. See, the Mercury and Cancers, a lot of times they want to analyze it for themselves first before they express it. This is what makes them moody, because a lot of times they're not. Anytime you're moody, it's because you got pent up emotion. So a lot of times this what makes the crab snap when you push them to that point. So a lot of times they may, when they're moody, sometimes it's good not to fuck with them. You think it's good to fuck with them, but it's good not to fuck with them because they're trying to restrain themselves from snapping. You know what I'm saying? So why are you going to try to add on to something to help them? But then you have the Mercury and Gemini Cancers, where these ones, they let out all their emotions and feelings through their thoughts and communications. So whatever they're feeling, these are the ones that they yap about it. You know what I'm saying? If they felt wrong, they're gonna talk and communicate about it. If they felt right, they're gonna think and communicate about it. You get them high, they're gonna talk and communicate your ears off. You know what I'm saying? So these are the nurtured thinkers, because even though the sun sign is Cancer, so if Cancers automatically can see your expressions. They can see the way you feel about things. So they can see you in a bad mood or a good mood. Or for an example, let's say a bad mood. The Mercury and Gemini, since the Mercury and Gemini Cancers, since the actions already can pick it up, which is your sun sign, then the way you think and communicate, you're going to want to give that person new ideas to think about, to make them, because Mercury is the idea, the thinking and communication, and Gemini is the idea sign and the thinking sign. So right here, when you have your Mercury being in Gemini, but you being a sun sign Cancer, you're going to pick up the expression through your sun sign of others, and you're going to be able to work, give them other thoughts, other communication. Like, you're going to be able to communicate with them well and give them other thoughts to think about that can make them feel a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? Or make them feel a different way, or to uplift them or downlift them, or add on to they whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of Mercury and Gemini Cancer suns could be evil. Y'all could be evil and two-faced it, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, y'all know how to see people's feelings and put them into words and give people new ideas to think about, so maybe they can change the emotions and feelings about the situation that they're in. Now let's go to the spiritual nurture Cancers, which is the Mercury and Leo's Cancers. Now the Mercury and Leo's right here, we know Leo's being fixed fire. That's being fixated on its own ways of seeing things and feeling about things. So right here you have your overly expressive Cancers. These are your Cancers who not logical. You know what I'm saying? This is purely right brain. So these Cancers right here, they feel some type of way, they express it. You know what I'm saying? These are your dancing Cancers. These are your all Cancers got the ability to be comedians. I'm gonna let you know that up front, because what is a comedian? A comedian is someone who makes jokes, right? A joke is to make a person laugh. A joke usually is based on either something that's past, present, or should be the future, but it's tied to an emotional feeling that we should have about that past, present, or future. 9 times out of 10, the best comedians deals with a lot of their past, and they put their past into dialogue, and then Mercury allows them, wherever the Mercury placement and the Mercury alignment's at, allows them the better ability to communicate their emotions and feelings, which is their actions and the way they act. So anytime you can spark an emotion, spark a feeling out of somebody, and real good with it, and if you're good with words, you can do it in a very witty way, which makes people laugh. This would look, I could guarantee you, probably 7% out of 10, 7 out of 10 comedians are probably Cancers. Sorry about that. Are probably Cancers. So all comedians could be Cancers, but a lot of times, a lot of them probably have Mercury and Leo, because what's Leo? Fixed fire, being fixated on his own way of seeing things, his own way of feeling about things. So it may have its own way, own visions. So you communicate and think about your own visions, your own way of seeing things, and then it's expressive. It's expressive of the feelings. So now your sun catching all these waves in the world already. So you want to express this. So you like to make jokes out of people's hardships, or a lot of times these is all qualities of comedians. You know what I'm saying? You like to make jokes out of people's hardships. You like to make jokes out of other people's expressions, to lighten the room, to bring insight to darkness, so things don't be so dark, things could be light. Then you have them very dark ones, the ones who just go all out. There's nothing logical, and you can't even tell them nothing rational. The way they feel is the way they feel, and you can't change it. And then they may initiate some new way onto you, throw their emotional weight onto you, and burn your ass, because it's going to create a steam element. This creates steam situations right here. Anytime you have a water and fire placement, tension in each other, you know what I'm saying? It creates steamy situations. So right here, you're gonna think and communicate about a lot of ways about how to get yourself involved in situations, ways of expression, ways to be center stage, ways of how to make things about you. You may think about yourself a lot of times. You may think a lot of other people are thinking about you a lot of times. And then when you have your moods and your actions, the way you act in Cancer, you're going to care about this. So you care about the way other people feel, because like I said, fire is the feeler and the seer, and water is the feeler and emotion. So you care about the way people feel. You care about the way other people see things. You care about how you see things. You don't like when people try to bash the way you see things. You start to not care for people like that. You know what I'm saying? You have a real care for your passion, a real care for your talent. You know what I'm saying? So that's ways how this can play out with the idea about your feelings, with the spirituality of the aspect, with your Mercury being in Leo and your Sun being in Cancer. And that's the 3 types of Cancers right there. Because Cancers are nurturers, and don't ever forget that shit. So anytime you need a helping hand, you need to be helped with emotionally, you ain't got nobody to talk to, and shit seem like it's about to be the end, call your ass a Cancer. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure, goddamn.